Well, boys and girls, I got a video idea right here. I'm gonna try to sound like my man Ellis from the hit game Left 4 Dead 2. Basically, this is gonna be one of those yapping videos where I try to sound like him and stuff, while yelling stories about my buddy Keter, and so much more. Basically, let's go now begin my shenanigans by telling made up stories about my buddy Keter. I ever tell you about the time my buddy Keter tried playing Umamusume? Well, you see, my buddy Keter was obsessed with playing Bakushin, and she often goes, he was like telling me like, Bakushin so easy to play, man. Like, all my buddy Keter did was put 4 speed and 2 wit cards, and somehow she's winning like a man in Burger Tank. Man, my buddy Keter sure loves playing this game. I ever tell you about the time my buddy Keter and I went to a grocery store to buy some milk? Well, you see, me and my buddy Keter needed milk for a recipe, but apparently the store we were going to had lots of gangsters. But luckily, we came prepared, so we had to fight like our way down like the whole grocery store just so we can secure some delicious fresh milk. The gangsters were all like hostile and shit, firing at us non-stop, while me and Keter kept firing our weapons back, and we even screamed we wanted some fresh milk, but those gangsters just wouldn't let us and just keep firing. So we did the same and opened fire on every one of them. Man, those Balas guys don't really want us having milk, do they? Luckily, we stumbled upon the milk, so we grabbed it and ran off, and me and my buddy Keter never went to that store ever again. Man, those gangsters are wild. I ever tell you about the time my buddy Keter got kidnapped by a private military? Well, you see, my buddy Keter apparently had a horrible relationship with some private military dudes, so he got captured by them. Luckily, before he was taken by this private military, a girl came in and saved my buddy Keter from those private military dudes. And then Keter screamed at me like for several hours about how a bunch of dudes in dressed military uniforms came in and took my buddy Keter. All that aside, I hope you like my horrible voice impression of Ellis and all these made up stories about my buddy Keter. Thank you kindly, guys. Have I ever told you about the time me and Keter blew up a house? Well, you see, me and Keter filled up this here house with some explosive barrels, and then we watched the whole house blow up like it's the 4th of July. And man, we blew the shit out of that place. There were so much explosions going around and fire spreading that my buddy Keter apparently got a little injured from the explosion, but luckily Keter is alright. I know my buddy Keter would survive that. So that right there is my made up stories about my buddy Keter. Now let me say my final words. Well folks, this is gonna be one of my short commentary videos. This video is more like a practice for me, where I try to do a horrible voice impression of my man Ellis from Left 4 Dead 2 and how he expresses his buddy Keter. I really like Ellis from Left 4 Dead 2. He's probably my 2nd or 3rd favorite, with number 1 being Nick. So yeah, that's what I gotta say. All I can tell you is like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.